is up, guys? So look, I want to talk to you today about expanding your business. That's kind of what I did. Give me a second. Let me adjust this real quick. Anyway, so I want to talk to you about expanding your business and what I've been doing to try and reach outside of my comfort zone, outside of the platform of choice, which has been Etsy for the last year, and kind of really seeing what other people are talking about when it comes to different platforms like Shopify. There's all kinds of platforms that you can really use, but mainly I started using Etsy because of the ease of use. For me, it was really easy to get started. It was really easy to set up, and you can get your store running in a very quick time. Now, the downside to Etsy, I would say, for a newbie is, I think the general is so easy that people just sometimes they just start to throw up a bunch of stuff on their page. They don't really look at how they should present their page or present their business on Etsy. And I think that has a really big impact on people who come to possibly shop with you. Etsy is very easy. Their model is set up in such a way that kind of everybody's stuff looks the same. It's not really personable like a regular website, like if you own your own website. But there are still things that you can do to be separate from every other seller on that platform. Subtle things such as artwork, your designs for your products, your descriptions, your like mainly what really sets you apart is the artwork. That's what I found out the most when it comes to Etsy is you have to really have professional artwork. The more professional your artwork, the better off you're probably going to be, because when potential buyers see something, like for myself, you have to think like a consumer as well. When I see something, if it has really good pictures showing really good detail of what I possibly want to buy, I'm more likely to go with that than going with something that's more vague, fuzzy picture. Maybe it's like a stock photo kind of thing. Like, you know, people do a lot of mock-ups, but there's a lot of bad mock-ups. So I try to steer away from mock-ups unless they're really, really good. You can go check out Place It. They have really decent ones, really good ones actually, that kind of represent what you want your product to look like. Because at the end of the day, people just want to know when they're looking at the stuff they want to buy, they want to know, how does it look in real life? How does it look being worn by somebody? How does it look being used by somebody? So those are things to keep in mind when you're on Etsy. Now, I just started doing Shopify. I signed up with their 7-day free trial, and I actually went ahead and bought another domain to secure it. And months ago, I was considering Shopify, but what really kind of scared me off was their monthly upfront price. Like, that's a really big deal for a lot of people, and Shopify basically almost charges you almost $40 or maybe a little more. I have to check and see, but it's between $35 and $40 something a month. And for a lot of people, that's a lot of money, especially when you're not guaranteed to really get sales, right? I mean, so you really have to put your head down, get on the grinder, and really, really pump hard if you're going to use Shopify. I have really doubled down and started working really, really hard at personalizing my Shopify, because basically it is your own website, your own webpage. Now, I have my own webpage as well that I use Squarespace for, but Shopify is more geared towards selling. So trying to figure out what apps to use to sell certain types of products. You also have to remember that on Shopify, you can still sell your own products on your Shopify store. And what I mean by that is, if you have an Etsy, like myself, I was able to import everything that I have up till now into my Shopify. So if there are designs that I still want to do myself, still want to make myself and ship out myself, I can still do that. Or you can use apps to use that same designs. I can use the same designs that I use on my shirts, and I can just say, you know what, I really don't want to do it myself. I want to take a back seat. I'm gonna find somebody that does, find an app that does print on demand and have them do it. It does take a load off your shoulders, but at the same time, the trade-off for that is if you're going with the print on demand, a lot of your profit is going to be eaten up. So, for example, if I buy a shirt for, let's say, $2, right? If I have a good quality shirt for like $2, that costs me $2. If I go and get like a super color transfer, that's going to run me about $6, $7. So now I'm all in so far at about $8, $8 or $9. So if I price my product, let's say at $20, that's more profit margin for me. If you go with a print on demand, you're now having to splice that in half. You're now going to pay about $11 to $13, maybe $14, maybe $15, just depends. Size of your artwork and whatnot, it all depends. But usually it's going to be towards the lower end, about $11, $12. So now you have to think to yourself, okay, now that's $11 to $12. If I'm going to sell my shirt at 20, my profit margin is a lot smaller now. So you have to be okay with having a smaller profit margin if you don't want to do it yourself. With Shopify, I don't mind using some of my designs with print on demand, but for the most part, I want to use Shopify for items that I don't have the means to make myself. So, for example, tumblers and mugs. I don't have the capability of doing that right now. I have a laser machine, but it doesn't have a rotary for me to do mugs and cups and things like that. So that's out. So I would rather use a print on demand to do that. Let's see, premium jerseys, jackets. These are things that I like to sell in the wintertime that's coming up. But at the same time, these are specific types of products that are very unique that I can literally put my artwork on it, fix it up really, really nice how I would like it to look, and I can get it out there just like that. If I want to order samples, I can get it just like that, and I can get it on a sale just like that. I don't have to lift a finger to really do anything to get that product out. I don't have to go source anything. I don't have to wait for the product to get here. I don't have to test design measurements and make sure it fits. I don't have to, I don't have to do any of that. So it makes it a lot easier. So that's what I'm trying to do with Shopify. I'm trying to blend them a little bit and kind of see what works and what doesn't. But for the most part, I want Shopify to be an extension outside of Etsy, like another web page, because Shopify still has, they still have fees, but it's way less than Etsy. Etsy does have a lot of fees, but for me, I don't dwell on that, and it's not enough to make me say, oh my God, I got to get away from Etsy. It's not a lot at all for me, but I can still handle that, and I want to be able to expand to not have to worry about some of those fees. Now I have had some sales on Shopify, thank God, within like a few days of me opening it. But I'm just gonna give it a really, really hard go for the next 30 days, see how it goes, and see if it's worth it. You know what I mean? I think anything is worth it as long as you are willing to put time into it. It's a thing that you have to do. You gotta grind, right? You have to grind. And a lot of the times people complain about no success is because they don't put time into their business. They don't put time into their craft. You'll have a lot of people that say Etsy is terrible, Shopify is terrible. I've heard both sides, and really none of the platforms are terrible. It all has to do with your work ethic. And I look at my business as bread and butter. I have to make money to provide for my family. I have to make money to survive myself. And at the same time, I'm doing a great work for my people in my nation. So I feel very, very blessed to do it. But my mindset is completely different than it was a year ago when I was just gonna try it. You know what I mean? I was just going to try it and see what happened. My mindset is completely different now. So your mindset is what's going to set you apart from other people. If you're going to go into this looking like a business, you have to check off everything: presentation, artwork, pictures, professional pictures and artwork, mock-ups, all these things that are going to set you apart from people that are doing operating in your same space. These are things that really, really, really are going to make you or break you. Concentrate on if you're doing shirts, concentrate on your artwork, make it really professional, and don't get too caught up with what you personally like and what you personally don't like. I mean, I would say never put out a product that you don't like. I never put out a product that I would never wear. I don't make anything that I would never wear. I wouldn't make something that says, oh, well, people are kind of liking this, but I'll never wear it. No. If I make something, that means I'm wearing it. Matter of fact, usually your social media is very important. I post a lot of things that I wear on my social media, just kind of like I'm wearing now. I always represent my brand because your brand is yours. If people don't see you wearing it, why the hell should they wear it? That's kind of how I feel. So I always wear what I make. You know, I'm in a mindset now. I used to think back years ago, I'm tired of wearing Ralph Lauren. I'm tired of wearing these other people's clothes, man. Like, I want to wear something that represents me, by me. And yeah, you know, people want to get technical. Oh, well, the shirt you're wearing isn't made by you. Right. But also, it's a blank. It's for me to create. It's for me to turn into something that I'm proud of, something that is mine. So I take a lot of pride in that. You should as well. And just remember that, you know, your portion in life, I think Earl Nightingale said this. He said something like, your portion in life is directly, your portion in life is directly
a few moments later
comparable to the work that you're willing to put in. So if you put in piss poor work, you're going to get a piss poor performance. They used to say that in the Army, the triple P's. Piss poor planning equals gives you piss poor what? Whatever. But
what the fuck?
Yeah, you really have to dig down and master your craft. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I've been doing a lot of videos with me making shirts and letting you see what I do. But I really wanted to get the studio set up just a little bit and make it a little cleaner in here and be able to talk to the camera and really get off what I've been wanting to tell you guys, because there's a lot of people that can be successful, but they just don't really know how to do it. And if people aren't willing to share how to be successful, you know, you're keeping a secret for yourself, and it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody deserves to succeed. There's a lot of people with a lot of great ideas, but they don't know how to execute. They don't even know how to start. So if somebody comes to you for help, try your best to help them. You know what I'm saying? That's really all I got, guys. I mean, you have to make your own destiny. You have to go out there and get it. It's not going to happen by chance. You know what I mean? It's like the lottery. It's not going to happen by chance. You have to actually go in there and put in the work. So with that, I'm going to go. Deuces. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.